Today I would like to talk to you about the new moon we will be having on the 22nd of May of 2020. And this new moon will be at 2 degrees and 4 minutes of Gemini. Now, as you know, a new moon is when the sun and moon come together. And with this new moon, we have very much mutable energy taking place. We've got the sun and the moon at 2 degrees and 4 minutes. We've got Mercury at 20 degrees. We've got Venus at 20 degrees. They're conjunct. Now, we have Mars currently in Pisces, which is also mutable. We have Neptune at 20 degrees in Pisces. That is squaring Mercury and Venus exactly. And we also have Saturn in Aquarius trining this stellium in Gemini. Now, we just recently had the moon's nodes move into Gemini and Sagittarius, so we also have the North Node in Gemini. And so we're dealing with a lot of mutable energy. We're dealing with very much a duality theme here. We've got Gemini, the twins. We've got Pisces, the two fishes. And then we have all these twos, 2 degrees for the sun and moon, 20, which is 2 for Mercury and Venus and Neptune. And then it's on the 22nd of 2020. We've got so many twos going on here. And now let's have a look at what the number 2 means in numerology. Well, in numerology, it does mean and symbolize balance and using your intuition and wisdom and emotions with facts instead of only using facts. So we are being asked to be guided by our intuitive side, which in this case is that South Node in Sagittarius, which is on the opposite side of this huge stellium in Gemini. Now, let's just discuss quickly what is Gemini all about. Gemini is about being carefree. It's a social sign. It's very youthful. It's fun. It has a lot of interests. It likes to talk and listen and share information. It likes to send messages. It loves technology. And it likes to network and move around the neighborhood and visit with friends and siblings and have fun. Now, we are finding that during this time, we have a much more lightening up of energies at the current time, with restrictions being lifted more, and we're able to move around our neighborhoods more and connecting with friends and family more. And you will be finding that during the next bit of this intense Gemini energy. But on the other side of this lighter side that we are experiencing, it can become a little bit overwhelming, because we've had so little of this for a while. But what we have to realize is that during this time, we are also going to be receiving a lot more new information about everything that is going on. We already have been bombarded with so much information, but we will be receiving much more, and we will also be sharing a lot of information between people. Gemini is a messenger. And what we need to be careful of is being able to discern what is truth and what is not. Now, this moon is all about truth. It's all about picking a side. Gemini is the twins. It's all about 2. There's a light side and there's a dark side. And you are presented with this at this time. Now, it is your responsibility Saturn trining Mercury, which is information and also governs the sign of Gemini, and all of this stellium going on right now. We have to be very careful that we do not feed into the propaganda that we are being fed. We have to balance this number 2. We have to weigh all the information. We have to be skeptical right now and turn everything that we are being presented inside out and upside down. If it's a person, what's their history? Where did they come from? Why are they doing this? Why is this being presented in this way? Could there be an underlying theme to this? Remember, Neptune in Pisces right now is making everything very foggy and cloudy. Neptune is about unseen energies. Neptune is deception. With Mars there is criminal activity going on. There are things that we are not being told. But the information is out there. Now, Gemini in general will not follow suit with the crowd unless they have proven the facts for themselves. They have to prove it for themselves to really connect and go for it and believe it and make it their own. And that's what we're being asked to do here, is to not listen to the crowd. Don't follow the crowd right now. Don't follow the mainstream media right now. We are being asked right now to take that information and investigate it for ourselves, to be the judge of that, and to use our intuition, the balancing side of Sagittarius, to guide us in these choices that we are needing to make, because you are being asked to make a choice between these two sides. Now, there will be a lot of indecision, there will be a lot of mixed information, misinformation being presented to us. So making a choice is very difficult right now. So right now you might just find that you are starting to gather information and sifting through it, putting this in this pile and that in that pile, until you get to a point where enough light clears that cloudiness of Neptunian energy that you can see clearly to make that choice. But right now we are being asked to walk by faith, Sagittarius, and not by sight, Gemini. And we have to combine that, 2 Corinthians 5 verse 7. And with Mars and Pisces, we might find that we might be ending some relationships in the next while because of different views. But stay kind and patient with each other, patient with Saturn there, trining all of this. Because we need to look at this information in a more open and flexible way, and we need to be kind to one another, because everyone needs to reveal this for themselves at their own pace. And after all, you can only take a horse to the water, you cannot make it drink. Now, this could be a good time as well to be practicing some breath work, the lungs, which is also Gemini, and doing some meditating to clear our minds from all this fullness of information, this overload, and to help us focus more. And with most new moons, it is in general a good time for setting new intentions and for new beginnings of things. But in this case, I would advise rather to use this time to get your facts straight, to be more aware and be more awake, not be distracted, not be escaping. Neptune can also bring a lot of escapism with drugs and alcohol and wanting to just forget about what's going on around us and escaping all of this. But let's not be distracted and keep things in balance. Keep calm, but sift through that information to get to the truth. Gather the pieces of the puzzle and put the pieces together one by one, until we have that bigger picture of what is really going on underneath it all. And now Saturn in Aquarius will also help us to balance off the possibility of being a bit more scatterbrained during this time with everything going on. And remember that with the decisions that we will be making in the next while, will have long-lasting effects. That is what Saturn is telling us. So it's very important that you make the right choices. Now, this new moon is also in the nakshatra of Kritika, in the Vedic astrology. Now, this is also symbolic for a knife cutting through to redefine truth. So this new moon is all about the light and the dark and the truth. So I will end with this. I hope that you are all healthy and safe, and I pray that you will be kind to one another and that you will be patient with one another and go within and sift through this information and make a choice. Put these information in those categories of light and dark. Go and do your research and be the light to others wherever you can. Till next time.